Welcome to Yes Offense. Trigger warning, disclaimer, whatever you want to call it, this podcast will feature graphic language about sex, race, violence, and anything else that might make people uncomfortable. However, this is a comedy podcast, and everything and anything talked about on it should be viewed as an attempt at humor. Like, if you hear anything on this podcast you don't agree with or like, please just turn it off. No one on here is a politician or actually affecting the way you live. So if you genuinely have a problem with anything said on here, redirect your energy at a real issue going on in the real world. Now let's get into the show.
Yeah. We got a clap.
Slate.
And we're going.
Lift off.
Hey,
With-
vocal fry?
Yeah. Sexy vocal fry, which Mike has sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah, there you do. Dude, it's disgusting on men. It's even on women. Oof, dude. Get me away.
Really?
I don't want anything to do with you.
That's so funny.
Just, they're like,
Damn. Slut.
that's me.
There we go.
That's me when I hear vocal fry.
We were talking about the drops before we started.
The drops are a hot button on the pod. I think it's what some people just show up for.
Pun intended.
Yes. Yeah. Wow, dude. I'm a little stoned. I haven't smoked. Guys, I made it today without smoking weed before 12 a.m. Yes.
You're doing a, what's it called? Intermittent fasting? But for weed?
Yeah. I had a big epiphany the other day, and I was like, yo, I smoke way too much weed. Mm-hmm. Way too much. And I just was like, all right, we got to wean ourselves off. So starting this week, no weed before 12. And then next week, no weed before 6, hopefully.
Okay.
And then just no weed until bedtime, hopefully. That's
Okay.
the plan.
Good for
I'm
you.
I'm not gonna be fully sober. That's insane.
Right. But we're weaning.
We're weaning off.
We're weaning off.
Do you,
Good for you.
So, like, what?
We haven't even
Are we going to address? Are we going to
any
address
of
the costume?
The shit
Well,
on our heads.
I'm
fine. But
I mean, first, I just wanted to ask before we do that, like, do you try to reserve your smoking around specific activities you do or certain?
no, that's the problem.
I feel like that might help.
Yeah, that's I'm trying to envision that.
And weed is different than alcohol because you're not going to... You can say it's fucked up if I drink before noon.
Right.
But weed, it's like most people who smoke weed smoke first thing a lot of times.
I don't know.
Give or
The
take.
people,
Sometimes.
most stoners that I talk to consider people who wake and bake as garbage.
Yeah, wake and bake is a problem. Like, what?
That
just agree?
you did, no, I'm just saying you're like, oh, that was me.
Yeah,
so I'm
well,
pointing fingers.
Yeah, no, because I enjoy it sometimes, but the more as an adult you get, I've always known this, but it's just like you can't start your day that way. It really fucks everything up, and it sets you back. So that's what I'm figuring out. But I'm realizing that if I just try to last till the end of the day, I'll lose my mind. So
Yeah.
slowly but surely. You look crazy.
Happy ween.
Happy ween.
Thank
You're
you.
weaning yourself off for
It's
Halloween.
I'm weaning myself off. It's the Halloween episode.
Happy Halloween.
Here it is, dude, guys. Yes, offense. It's me, your host, Alex Tomaselli, back with my favorite duo as of late.
That's a tall compliment.
You're welcome.
Thanks. yeah.
No, you guys are great, dude. Your episode was so much fun, so I figured I'd have you guys on again because I saw you guys a few weeks ago.
I'm Mike. That's Natalie.
That's Mike, and that's Natalie.
Yeah.
I know how to say it. Do you want me to say your full
Go
last
for
name?
it.
I looked it up, and now again this week God damn it! I know how to.
It's like less Italian than it sounds.
It's DeCicco, right?
just no.
It's like you look at it and it looks so Italian, and then you say it and it's DeCicco, which
DeCicco.
sounds so
Okay. I was
American.
gonna say DeCicco, and I didn't want to misprint that. Now I'm okay.
Now you know. That's what I mean. It's like it sounds way more American than it looks like it should sound.
Producer
Cheek
Natalie
is in it.
as the gas people know.
Yeah.
is here.
Producer Natalie.
And
Booth
Mike,
Nat.
who looks like a fucking. You look like one of the Ninja Turtles pretending to be a human.
That's
like
right.
Hiding. That
Yeah.
they're ninja. You look crazy, dude. You look
Thank
like one of
you.
the Wet Bandits.
What's the costume?
I'm stealing valor.
Yeah. You look wild, dude.
We were cleaning out the studio the other day and we found these, and I went, this will be perfect for the podcast. But this was a shirt that I actually had.
Those are the kids from the Trick or Treat movie?
Not even.
Oh, no,
I mean,
it's
it
not.
kind of is, but like it's just Halloween kids. It's just
I like
little
it.
kids hanging
Mine,
out.
I got.
Yours is really good.
I got shout out to
Brianna Woodward. She made this shirt.
It's a really good shirt.
Characters, yeah.
I like what's his name over here?
Norman Bates?
Norman.
Yeah. I got this one mainly because, hold on, I know it when I see it. Clown, not Insane Clown Posse. The Killer Clouds of Outer Space, They Live.
Yeah.
The Hills Have Eyes and Mars Attacks. Those were the ones that really.
Hell yeah.
Sick.
And Predator. You gotta love Predator.
All good ones.
Yeah.
Good shit.
Are you guys big Halloween people?
I used to be a big Halloween person, and then a bunch of traumatic shit happened to me on Halloween for several years. So this is my first year back. I'm hoping that this will turn it around.
You don't want to talk about that.
I mean, I don't know. It's like
it's not.
It's just like the last time so I'm having a Halloween party this weekend that I'm really excited about. But the last time I got this excited for a Halloween party was 2020.
Oh,
and like we
COVID.
sort of, it was like outside. And we kind of went too hard because it was cold, and then it ended up with like my ex in like a psychotic state from like mixing weed and alcohol.
Nice.
And like she did way too much and went too hard, and then she was like in the hospital for a couple days. So that was really traumatic. And then after that, it was like I've just been sick on Halloween like for the past 2 years. Like I always get really sick like the last week of October into the first week of November. So like. Not knock wood. I'm hoping it'll hold off.
Hell yeah, dude. Well, I'm sorry. I'm glad this Halloween's shaping up to be better.
It is. I'm having a party that I'm really excited about.
Nice, dude.
There was a situation like my friends up until now it'll be like, oh, I can't have all my groups of friends because these people don't get along and these people. But this year, like there's none of that. Like I can just invite whoever I want. Hopefully, Mike will be there.
We'll see.
Unless something happens.
We'll see. I'm still figuring out my weekend, to be honest.
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, fingers crossed that he'll be there.
He's
But
still figuring out.
he's figuring it out.
What else are you doing?
What's
are
you going to tell them
social-
your costume?
Well, I was just going to say, I celebrate Halloween every single day of my life because my life is scary.
Yeah, you're like everyone you see is just looks like they're wearing a mask because they're all blurry and shit like that.
Got him.
You got it.
Got it.
Everyone is just a ghost to me.
Yeah.
Nice, dude.
So this mask actually is from the Legion of Skanks tour.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Did you guys all like use that in your threesome? The
Who
girls
was that?
like squirt on it and stuff.
No, it was a stage prop, and I got to take it home.
Oh, okay.
Blackface.
No.
I'm kidding.
Damn, do you think every single bank robber is
Doing blackface? I mean,
Wow,
if you put the whole thing down, it's kind of what it looks like.
racist?
You look like some other movie character that I can't pinpoint, and it's really pissing me off.
He noticed as he put it on that there was no mouth hole.
You look like the guy from Death Race. That's
I've never seen it.
That's good.
I've never seen
Death
it.
Race 3000. It's old.
Well, it's for cuties.
Yeah.
Damn. Why'd you say that? That's so mean. You said it like, well, it's for cuties, and you're not cute.
It's for the band.
Oh, I don't know what the band.
You've never heard of Death Cab for Cutie?
Is that what it means? Like
It's cab? I thought it was race.
No, it's Death Cab.
Okay.
I like how
You're a fucking idiot.
I like
That's
how
why I was like,
all of us spectacularly
page.
fumbled.
Everyone was on the wrong.
What
Did
that
you just
was.
call Natalie ugly? That's so mean.
Everyone. It was a
You're
missed.
not ugly, man.
It was a missed high five in 3 directions.
Three white people trying to give the dap. and
Yeah.
it just-
Exactly.
A car crash happens.
Exactly.
You know what? Just
Oh,
for that,
God.
I'm going to take this off.
Yeah, take it
Hooray.
off. You fucking creep. You look like O-Dog from Menace to Society. Do you guys have black friends?
That deserves a drop.
Okay.
These blacks.
Yeah.
Did you do the goofy laugh? Is that your real laugh?
I have a lot of laughs.
Who does?
It's fucking terrifying, dude.
You said you liked my laugh yesterday, and that I appreciated that.
He has a giggle that's very cute.
Dude,
Maybe if you're lucky, you'll hear it.
my laugh.
You are giving Sammy a run for his money,
I know.
mister. Don't think I don't know what you're up to, dude.
People have
He's
been
got
mess-
a big plot. He
Yeah.
wants to get on stage.
No, people have been messaging me. They like hear my laugh in like Voss's special and like fucking column special and shit like
I
that.
remember we hung out on
Yes, dude, that was a fun night. That was a fun night until I realized what happened. That I brought a lady there that night who we were like hanging out a bunch, and that was the night like she was like, we can't hang out anymore. And I was
Wow.
like, "You fucking
So she
suck."
said it then, or that's what
No,
did it
she
for her,
actually
and then
just
she told
left.
you later?
She left that venue that night, and I was like, "Where'd you go?" She's like, "Oh, I had to leave," and I was like, oh, "Okay." And then
I had to
next day-
leave
When
and
that-
never see you
Yeah,
again.
then the next day
When
she's
that
like,
happened, were you like, it's hot in here? Because it was so fucking hot.
Yo, it
in
was
there.
disgusting in that room.
It was
yeah.
just, it was really terrible.
Voss talks about it, and so does Kurt in their specials. Very funny. But yeah, dude, that was rough. You
One
guys
of my
were
favorite.
digging into these cookies.
Yeah, I'm
I
sorry you
love
had
it.
a bad
fine.
night because it was one of my favorite nights of the whole summer.
Oh, I had a great night. Actually, the night. Were you at the 4th of July party?
No.
That was one of the best nights since I moved to New York, hands down.
Really?
The
That was a
bar,
good
the
fucking
fighting.
night. Yeah, dude. That was a good one. Well, it was 4th of July. We just partied all day. A lot of weed, a lot of drinking.
Dylan was on his best behavior.
Yeah. I got fucked later that night. It was good.
Literally or figuratively?
No, literally.
Oh, sick.
It was a good time.
Oh, great. Hell yeah.
I shouldn't say it like that. I say that sometimes. People are like, what do you mean? I'm like, I had sex with someone. And they're like, why do you say you got fucked?
That's so weird.
Why do you say it like that? I'm
This
like,
is
I
your
don't
way
know.
of letting us know that you like being pegged.
Yeah, right? That's to be like, did you get pegged? Like, no. No?
But the way you said it there, you're like, I
I know,
got
I got
fucked,
fucked.
meaning someone stole my wallet or something like that.
That's like saying I got eaten when you said you made food.
Or a girl's like, yeah, I got eaten. And you're like, what do you eat your...
Huh?
She's eating your pussy? Yes. That's
Yeah.
why would you say it
Don't
like that?
say it like that.
Or if a girl says I'm jacking off, you're like,
I say that.
you say it, you sick fucks.
Because every other like female specific one sounds disgusting.
Rubbing it out,
Awful.
flicking the bean
Even
is
worse.
disgusting.
Rubbing
Even
it
out
out.
isn't that bad.
Yeah. What?
I'll say-
fork in the mac.
I don't know that one.
It's what
I think we. Oh yeah.
That's
I
gross.
heard.
That's really disgusting.
I immediately thought of like a computer.
I might have made that up right now. Fork in the mac. I know it's a real thing, but not.
You just start mixing the casserole.
Yeah, the exact. There you go. Getting a few fingers in there.
And
I
that's
gotta
been the
finish this
podcast.
cookie.
Thank you all for tuning in. Next week.
Have you watched The In-Betweeners? I feel like that's a show you would have watched.
British?
Yes.
I've seen bits of it.
The kid, one of the kids, like the first time they meet, it's like the first intro of his character, like walk in a room and he's like, anyway, he's like, you really got to get in there when you're fingering him. And he's like, and his friend's like, how many fingers do you use? And he like looks up and he goes, at least 3. And you're like, what? Because they're fucking idiots. Like,
yeah.
and he's lying. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
But it's such a good intro for that character because that's how he is. He's
The
like
whole time.
a fucking idiot the whole show, and that's just the best. Like that's your first glimpse of this. Man.
That's awesome. That's so funny.
Yeah, solid gig. Do you guys? You guys are Halloween. Well, you're back into Halloween, or you're a Halloween guy, but you said every day is Halloween. Do you even watch?
Yeah, give
movies?
us a real answer.
Yeah, do you watch horror movies, or do you even
Okay, so
watch movies?
I had a question I wanted to bring up on this podcast.
Well, okay, that's a good way to redirect. The
That's
conversation.
that's the beauty of having Mike on a pod. He's always in like host mode.
I'm not trying to host it. This is a genuine question I have for the room
Does it have
related
about-
to what you were saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is, what Halloween are there like die-hard movies on Halloween
Yep.
where it takes place? I think.
Yes.
What is it's
I was going to answer. Yeah.
Go ahead.
No. You didn't really ask the question. Sorry.
well,
I'm
I just
interrupting.
realized that mine was incorrect. So go ahead.
What were you gonna
What
say?
do you mean? Are there Halloween?
I thought it was super bad, but it's not.
Oh, you're talking about like the
graduation.
Christmas thing of like,
Oh,
is Die Hard a Christmas movie? You're talking about like movies that
Yes.
take place on Halloween that
but
aren't.
aren't Halloween themed.
Oh.
I see.
God damn, Mike, that's such a. Honestly, I don't know.
You have cookie on your face.
Maybe Mean Girls, you could say has, but because that goes throughout
You're
the whole
so
year.
right.
You
You're
could be
so
like
right.
that's a huge Halloween part of it, actually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a. What is she? She's like I'm a.
she's a zombie bride or
But
something.
what's the one where she's like I'm a.
I'm a mouse.
Oh, I'm a mouse. Duh.
I love that movie.
That's
too.
a good. Yeah, that's a good one.
I'd say Mean Girls. You could say
It's a good question, though, right?
It is
Like,
a
are
good
there
question, but Halloween is so.
like Halloween Town, those Disney ones.
But those are Halloween movies,
right? You mean a non-scary Halloween movie?
Like
Or
a
just-
like a movie where it is on Halloween, but it's not even part of the plot that it's part
I don't
on
think
Halloween.
so. I really don't.
Like I would love to see a rom-com that takes place on Halloween, but like it being on Halloween has nothing to do with the plot.
Isn't that funny?
That's a funny concept. Yeah, I actually really like that.
Okay. put the pin.
Write it down.
Because my favorite Halloween movie is Trick or Treat. Have you ever seen that?
No, I haven't.
You guys are fucking up, man.
I much more lean toward a Halloween Town or like a Hocus Pocus
Beetlejuice.
for the vibe than like a horror movie on
love
Halloween.
horror
Although I do have a history of watching What We Do in the Shadows, the movie.
It's a
on
good,
Halloween,
great movie.
especially if you like want to. Sorry, I have to.
You're fine.
The horns are coming off.
But they're coming on too, in a sense, if you think about it.
Yeah, exactly. If you're having a Halloween party and you want something on that like is spooky but no one's gonna pay attention to, but it still works, is What We Do in the Shadows is a really good one for that.
Great. I think we talked about that on the pod we were on. Maybe or not. Maybe. I can't remember now. I just love What We Do in the Shadows because the opening scene is when they're sitting. He's like, all right, we're going to go over the rules of the house.
Yeah.
We need to start doing dishes. And that one dude's like, I'm not doing dishes. And they're like, he's like, why not? And he goes, because I'm a vampire.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's the best. That sets the tone perfectly for the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
It makes total sense. You're like, yeah, he's a vampire. Why the fuck?
Why would
you don't
he?
do
He's not
fucking
eating. He's not
dishes?"
eating anything off the dishes.
I'm not doing dishes.
That's so funny.
Because I'm a vampire. That was great.
He's
Look
smart.
at you, just staring off, enjoying yourself.
He is.
Do you watch movies for real? Like, have you?
I'm not a huge movie guy because,
so.
and it's not because of what you think it was. My parents just sheltered me.
Oh,
I feel like that could bring you either way, where it's either like now as an adult you're like I'm gonna fit them all in,
yeah, man.
or you're like I
I
never
want
developed a
to.
taste for it.
Damn, you
I
got,
want to, but also now we live in an age where like attention spans don't exist.
Yeah.
So it's
does
like,
your attention span suck?
Mine's bad.
answer, not for me.
Yes, his is also yes. Yeah,
His is also yes.
yeah. Same as me, non-existent.
I was gonna recommend. I was like, if you haven't seen a lot of movies, you probably haven't seen Heat.
I would
You should
love to
watch
hear
Heat.
some
I'd
recommendations.
say watch Heat, but it's almost. I think it's 3 hours. So you can't do it.
I went to film school, so at the very least, I'm used to watching movies. I fall on and off of it. I'm not someone who's like will watch multiple movies a week or whatever. I'm more of a book person. But
I see.
just because I spend so much time looking at screens for work that when I'm not working,
Yeah.
I don't really want to be looking at screens. But like, I could enjoy a movie in the right setting. Like usually, if I'm with a group of friends, unless the point is to make fun of it, like it's not fun for me to watch a movie with my friends because we're just
Ooh.
gonna sit there and not talk.
Here's one. This is a fun one that this was like a little date that I went on when I was in like 8th grade or so.
Oh yeah.
Cute.
And we
What
went
was
over
his
to
name?
my it was-
Ha! Got him.
Got him, get it?
Got him.
And I got news for you. That means you're gay.
His name was Alex. How does it feel now that your second
It was
banana?
you.
Your
That's
second
not
banana.
me. It wasn't me though.
Yeah, but your second banana.
It was
how
a
does that
different
feel?
guy. Different guy named Alex.
How does it feel to be second Alex in my life?
That's fine.
Okay.
I gotta break it to you. You're not the second or the third Alex that I've known in my
Damn,
life.
dude. That's
It's almost as bad as Mike.
There's too many mics. You're like 5,000th Mike
many
I've
mics.
ever met.
Mike
Sorry, tell me
5000
about this
is
date.
My model number.
Tell me about this date.
He liked it.
I did.
Thank you.
I hate you, but I love it.
So it was like a group date thing, and we went to my friend's house, and we watched The Exorcismist, which is a British knockoff of The Exorcist. And we hate watched it because it was so bad, and it was just the most fun thing like we did with Goosebumps.
Yes.
Where you just make fun of it the entire time. It's
Goosebumps terrible.
great.
The new Goosebumps.
Yeah.
For, like the 2023.
With Jack Black, yeah. Or whatever.
Was Jack Black?
Oh, with Justin Long? The
Yeah, with
latest
Justin
one?
Long.
I
Yeah,
haven't
yeah.
seen that one yet.
Bad.
It's really bad?
Bad.
I love Justin Long.
Bad
too.
in a bad way.
No, bad in a fun way. But
Oh,
I mean,
really?
like, it's just like hits.
It's bad in a Michael Jackson way.
It's like you fed AI teen dramas and thrillers. It's like
Oh,
you
it's
fed
probably-
it Euphoria and Goosebumps.
It
Like,
really
that's kind
was
of the
a
vibe.
Euphoria thing.
Is it rated R?
No.
Probably
I don't think they
PG
even
13.
swore.
Okay.
They didn't really swear.
Well, because you say Euphoria, I was like, oh, so they're fucking.
They weren't fucking. They were like, but it was like the same type, like someone designed their characters after Euphoria kind of a thing.
I know what you're saying.
Teens who look too old to be teens, except for the one gay guy. There's the one gay guy who they put him in this Halloween party, and then he was just so gay. I was like, oh, they really did that.
Yeah, remember?
They really
that
made him
left the
say
room.
it's giving, Queen. Like
Oh,
they
yes.
really.
He was
Slay.
He was so normal the rest of the. I mean, I guess they kind of balanced it out. He was so normal the rest of the first couple episodes, and then they brought him to the Halloween party, and he was a sexy cat, and he really let this
It was
gay
like
out.
boom, bing, zow.
It's giving. It was funny.
Oh man, dude.
Yes, Justin Long was like one of the main characters.
Well, that and Tusk.
I was
added
just
to
gonna
this thing.
ask
Yeah.
about Tusk. How do you feel about Tusk? I watched Tusk at a Halloween party a couple years ago.
Dude, sorry, what were you?
I love Tusk because it's about podcasters.
Really?
It doesn't make them look good either. Makes
No,
the-
not at all.
Cool.
I saw the Justin Long character. I was like, oh no, it's Lewis.
What's the plot of Tusk?
The plot of Tusk is that he ends up in this crazy guy's house and he turns him into a walrus.
Yeah.
So it's like if Lewis ended up at the house of the guy from Human Centipede
Yeah.
and he turned him into a walrus.
Yeah.
How
But it's like a
goofy.
It's literally, it starts with a podcast where they make fun of this special needs kid on the internet until he kills himself.
Nice.
And then they turn him into a walrus.
Yeah.
Like that, I'm like, that is, someone was familiar with Gas Digital and made this movie.
So my friends and I, we used to always go to the movies every week. And one week, I forgot what the other movie was. I said, fuck that, you guys. We're going to see Tusk. And
Did you know?
No idea. I just dragged my friends to it because I said, this movie's by Kevin Smith. The plot is so ridiculous. It has to be wild. And my friends to this day still hold it against me.
That's really
they
funny.
hated it so much. They got like pissed off during the movie.
I wish Zach would watch it on Spook Show.
He's seen it too. I believe.
He's seen
Yeah,
it,
definitely.
but I don't know if they've watched it on the show.
He might.
He might. It's a little long.
He's watched other shit, like weirder shit
Yeah.
than that. I've watched weirder shit with him on that show.
Yes. Yeah.
That movie, though.
So have we.
Yeah, that movie. I don't hate it, but I don't think it's good either. You know what I mean?
it was
It's stupid, especially the end when you finally see what he looks like.
You
and
see
you're
him
like,
and he's just a walrus forever, and they just give him.
yeah.
He never becomes plot. Spoiler alert! In case you were trying to watch it, guys, he doesn't become not a walrus ever. He just does. he just continues to be a
becomes to be a
walrus.
walrus.
Who's the spoiler alertist now?
I
Oh, is
guess.
this from your guys' pod?
No, but like yesterday, we went to a bookstore and I was reading the last sentence of a book to decide if it was good or not, and she did not like that.
I was kidding because he read the last sentence of they're still, fun fact, they're still making Year of Our Lord 2023 new Diary of a Wimpy Kid book.
What?
It's been 15 years. Let that kid out of middle school already.
Yeah.
Jesus
It's like The
Christ.
Simpsons
Yeah.
of books.
But like, if it was bad,
Yeah.
The
The first ones were good.
I'm 15 years. So yeah, because I got Diary of the Wimpy Kid came out when I was in high school, so it's not as prevalent to me.
I remember I used to I wanted to collect every single one, and I got to like 10, and then I was
only
like,
got to
no
like
more.
6. There's so many. I mean, they go fast. They're like the books that they give you as a kid if you don't like to read to like kind of get you, because it's mostly pictures. And it's still, I mean, it's not bad.
Does he
they
just
didn't
get beat up
start
all
back.
the time?
Not even. It was if I don't remember. Do you?
No, he doesn't get. Well, yeah.
I just remember the
Sometimes.
cheese touch.
Mild beat up.
What the fuck?
So
the
the-
cheese touch.
the
That sounds
cheese
like you get
touch.
molested at a pizza parlor.
The cheese. That's good. Keep that.
The cheese touch is what I give to the kids that I molest at the parlor.
Oh,
that's-
okay. Yeah. There you go.
That's disgusting.
You're like that
That
went
deserves a
over the
drop.
line.
Real talk.
Yeah, you get
You're
the
like
get the R.
mine was
Kelly real talk,
fine.
yeah.
That was over the line.
was disgusting.
That was how dare you?
You know, we're calling some, the police after this.
So there was the slice of cheese that someone left out on the blacktop, like in the yard of the school.
Yeah.
And it just stayed there for like 8 months, and the seasons change, and if you touch it, it's like cooties. You touch it, you have the cheese touch, and people have to avoid touching you.
Okay.
And then at the climax of the book, they make the fucking
Wimpy Kid touch it.
they make him eat it.
Son of a bitch. Dude.
Yeah, they make him eat the cheese.
It's been.
I
Does he
remember.
Get sick?
I recall him saying, I don't think it was the main kid. It was one of those things where like he couldn't save his friend. It was like, have you ever read a, what this is, shit.
Making them eat the cheese is what we do to our listeners every week.
True that. Not as, all right, this is going to be, fuck it, whatever, it doesn't matter. I was going to make a reference to a book that I had to read in school. It doesn't matter.
Speak. The book where the girl gets raped in the beginning and then
No, the you know, 1,000 Splendid Suns.
No.
Kite
Yeah.
Kite Runner. Remember how he sees his friend get raped in Kite Runner?
No,
Oh
that
shit! It was kind
happens
of it was kind of like that, but in,
You know how
but with
Diary of a Kid is like a rape?
no, but it's like he watches his friend be forced to eat the cheese by the bullies, and he does nothing to save him.
damn, dude.
It's great.
heartbreaking.
It's devastating.
That
Yeah, it's
sucks,
crazy.
man.
And
Okay.
yeah.
Sorry, this is a little.
I need to
off
stop.
topic, But
Go ahead.
You're good.
what's the
What-
most expired food you've ever eaten?
Oh, dude, I've accidentally drank like milk with chunks in it without
I-
realizing it, and then I
And
like,
then it got it down.
well, like it's in
That's
my mouth,
cheese
and I'm like,
touch.
and I vomit in the sink. And then I realize there's chunks in the milk, and I'm like,
I've done that too.
sick thinking about it.
I did that in college where I'd like left it sitting out or something, and it like poured slowly.
Oh,
and then
gross.
it's one of those things where I'd been eating peanut butter sandwiches as like a freshman in college for like days, and just the association, I'm like, because I had eaten one and then went for the milk, I couldn't
Right.
eat peanut butter sandwiches for a while after it because of it.
They sometimes I would get big plastic containers of croissants from like Costco, and I learned to freeze them or put them in the fridge because
Yeah.
if you leave them out in a few days, they get moldy.
Moldy.
And I would like put them in a toaster and take a bite into one, and a mouthful of mold. That's also really disgusting.
I've done that with, there was a situation where it was like almost like I wouldn't call any behavior I had until like Skankfest a rager. I've never once thrown what could actually be classified as a rager, but there was a situation like one summer maybe how old am I? 26, probably like 5 years ago, when we were like taking care of my dad's house, and like we had gone from a birthday party with a bunch of desserts and brought a bunch of them, and then had my friends stay and like party for like a couple days, and then had left all the treats out on the counter rather than putting them in the fridge. And I took a bite of a cheesecake, and it was fuzzy.
Oh, dude.
I was like, why the fuck? And then I immediately felt like a fucking idiot. I was like, I knew there were cheesecakes in here. Why put that shit in the fridge? Like, what was I thinking?
The stupidest thing I've done like that is, as a child, I had like a can of Sprite, left it on the ground. The next day I came out, I was like, oh, my can of Sprite's still here. And I took a swig of it, and it was just ants.
I was gonna say
Straight up
bees.
dude.
ants.
I was gonna say
Just
bees.
the-
but
Ants?
Ants is
I
bad.
felt the liquid hit my mouth and just start. I thought it was fizz. And it was still liquid, but it was filled with ants. And I was just like, I just freaked out.
Oh,
and I
that's
ran away.
horrible.
It was so. It just freaked me out. It wasn't even like.
You got ants in your
But
pants,
I remember
dude.
it. I remember
I-
it clear as
Damn.
day.
Not nearly as bad as that, but it just made me
hot
ant water.
ant soda, all like
Ant soda.
all. Oh,
I have to call this guy out. The
What'd you
other
do?
day we were at the studio, and someone we were working with was like, it was not a cockroach, but it was like a creepy crawly on the
You
wall.
ate it?
No. He goes, where is it? And I go, right there. And he goes, and I go, no, nothing. Just
you just picked
bare
it up,
hands,
killed it?
crushed it
Oh,
with his
crushed
hands.
it. Yeah, you're a freak, Mike.
You liked it.
He's like, she was turned on. I protected
It made me
her.
so uncomfortable. I couldn't. He was about to do it, and I had to look away. It was horrible.
Also,
It was feral.
well, I was raised in a barn.
He was raised in a barn.
Disgusting.
It was gross. He crushed it
squished
with
it?
his fingies.
Your bare hands.
I was trying to give him a good firm handshake.
And he was too firm.
You're sick, bro.
Anyway.
Ants. So mine are we used to like travel to a church camp every year from my house in Pennsylvania up to
hell
like
yeah.
Nova Scotia, and
Far.
we would go in a motorhome, and so
Class.
my grandmother would buy a bunch of like food in advance so we wouldn't have to stop as much. And one day we were eating lunch while we were traveling, and I'm like, my ham sandwich tastes bad. And my mom is just like, just eat it. Stop complaining.
Those
you know, that
classic
shit.
dumb
And I'm
bitch
like,
mom.
I can't get this down. And they were like, fine, you don't have to eat it, but you're not eating anything else. And I'm like, okay. And then I just kept insisting that it was like, it tasted bad. I'm like, you gotta. I think my grandfather then started like tasting something weird. And he's like, you gotta just see like what is expired, because my grandmother is cheap as hell and went to a liquidator.
Oh, disgusting.
And she checked the mayonnaise, Tomaselli. It was 10 years old.
Ew.
That's so bad, dude.
Ew.
Oh, that's horrid.
How would it not smell? How did you not notice that packing that shit
I
in your
don't
car?
know.
Old people are built different. Where they,
Old people are built
they
different.
really are. They're like, this isn't that bad, and you're like, this is actually like it'll kill you, and they're like,
This is the cash in the mattress of mayonnaise.
I think there's a combination of like you literally lose taste buds as you get older. Like,
oh, I burned a couple off that day.
yeah,
I'm
but
not-
then also like, especially people who were like alive during like the war.
yeah,
like
yeah. They're like, I don't give a fuck. I've
Yeah,
inhaled
like-
gas that's supposed to kill
Right,
me. Yeah.
right. It's like my great grandpa was always known for doing like cutting corners like that. He was one of those people that would like take the, you know, how there would be like old people. Maybe this is a very New York specific thing, but like taking the bus with the old people down to Atlantic City, and they give you like a voucher so that you'll gamble, but then they just he would just use the voucher to like get back up. Like he would just spend the voucher on the ticket back up. So he would just hang out in Atlantic City, not spend any money, and then use the free money,
Weird.
gambling money that they gave him to go back up.
I like that.
But he was like alive during the Depression, so like that was
What do you
one of his
do in
habits.
Atlantic City if you're not gambling? Talk to hookers? Like what?
Hang out with the other old people.
Yeah, it's a pretty run-down
Go
town.
to the
I've been
beach.
there. It's rough. The beach is nice, but it is
No, it's not. I've been there. It's
Pretend to gamble so
greasy.
that they give you free
The
drinks.
sand has grease on it. I swear. on
It's a
my
bad
life,
beach.
Dude. It's gross.
Maybe I just like beaches. Maybe I just was on the beach. It's like, this is nice.
I can give you some better New Jersey beaches to go to.
Okay. Yeah, Atlantic City is. It's like the fucking that
It's like
boardwalk
Vegas.
scene in the Lost Boys. where you're like,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
It is Vegas-y.
Yeah. It's shitty. Everyone there is
Yeah.
old. Yeah, it's all old people.
Old people and sad
Yeah, and
people.
like fiends. You see
Yeah.
a lot of fiends.
My
out
dad
there.
got married in Atlantic City.
Class.
It's the peak of class. So they like my dad and my stepmom truly love gambling, and they have a lot of fun like in like casinos
Yeah.
and stuff. And as you must in order to get married in Atlantic City,
Yeah.
and it was actually very classy. The wedding itself was very
believe.
classy, but my dad forgot the marriage certificate, so they didn't actually get married on the day of the wedding. But then they like planned a little weekend trip, and they went to Vegas to get officially married.
Nice.
And I was like, that really just is like a 1-2 punch of
Yeah,
like
right.
trash wedding.
How fucking strange, though, that for someone whose family gambles a lot, you did so poorly on the slot machine.
I got my ass kicked in Vegas
Yeah.
for a Skankfest.
The way Nat described it was Vegas push her up against the locker and say, "Give me your money."
Yeah, I like did not get. You know, they sometimes give you, especially Vegas has to be competitive. Like they want you to win a little so you'll
Yeah.
keep gambling. None of it.
Damn.
Fucking none of it. I used my own money. I used other people's money.
And you just
I spent
all-
$50 and I lost all
lost
of it.
all of it. You knew when to stop, though. That's smart.
Yes, I ran out of cash.
I've done that too. I run out of cash. I stop and I get really.
Yeah.
I hate gambling though. I love it.
I don't like gambling either.
I love it, but I always lose, so I hate doing it. So I don't.
Yeah, I'm not a person who is like, here's a fun activity. Like it was just because we were hanging out with people in the casino, and I went,
Oh, yeah.
I want someone to come up and ask me if I want a drink.
I will
yeah,
say,
yeah.
although maybe you're not like that, yesterday you
Just
were
water
like a
I don't
Japanese.
want to lose you
I
from
get
the
stuck.
pod.
You were like
Thanks,
a
bro.
Japanese schoolgirl. Because you were like trying to get like little pieces of gum and little trinkets from just the
Oh,
little
I did
mall,
get a
like-
lot of trinkets
It
yesterday.
was crazy.
I love
It was
little
like everything that like Japanese girls like.
That's
is like,
not gambling. We were
It's
at the
close.
the mall in Jersey City yesterday.
Yes.
And he's roasting me because there was this bank of machines that are like toy machines where you like put a coin in, and except that this is 2023 and each little guy was $5.
What?
But they don't tell you that. It just it was clearly like anime themed.
Yeah.
Where it was like a bunch of little keychains and little toys and trinkets. And they're all based, it'll be like fucking My Hero Academia or Naruto or whatever. And so we went out, I was like, I want one. And then it doesn't tell you how much it is, it just says 5 tokens. And then you go over to the thing where you get the tokens, and it doesn't tell you, even as you're tapping your card, it doesn't tell you.
It sucks the money and gives you tokens.
It just sucks the money and goes, that was $5. And it gives you 5 tokens.
That's so insane. For a claw machine?
No, you win. You get it. I mean, it was like
Oh.
you put the 5 coins in and you turn it and it gives you a little toy.
Okay.
So no, that would be. He brought it. I was wondering if I should bring mine
It was
because we each got one.
$5?
We each got one.
It's my little man.
It's a little guy holding a donut. We didn't. Yeah, that was $5.
And now look, I'm the big version of that.
Yeah, that was just like all a ploy for him to take it.
This looks like the white girl from the Boondocks who fights. You know who I'm talking about? The one who hangs out with Riley sometimes.
That's funny.
She says the N-word and she's white. It's weird. It's weird.
That's funny.
White people say the N-word in that show. It's funny.
Yeah.
I don't think we've asked Mr. Alex what his Halloween plans are. How impolite of us.
Oh my God, he's so right.
Yeah,
What
well-
are you doing for Halloween?
Actually, I think I'm going to a work party because
Oh.
we're having my hatchet throwing gig is
Right.
not closing, which is good.
That sucks.
It was
wanted
closing.
to
and
go.
now
Oh, it
it's
was,
not.
and now it's not.
It's not closing now. It was, now it's not. We're good, and they're having a Halloween party, and I would like to go. I like to watch
Kick ass,
Trick or
dude.
Treat on that day. I usually watch it, so
Yeah.
I'll probably do that or another Halloween movie. Or the movie Halloween. I watch usually a Halloween horror movie. on
Yeah.
Halloween.
So what day is the hatchet party?
I think it's October 31st. I think it's literally on the day of
I
Halloween.
might go.
We found
through.
our
I might
thing.
go. I might
through.
go. I
Thing.
was looking for a
Come
thing to
through.
do on
We'll
Halloween.
hang
That
out.
would be really fun.
That'd be great. Yeah, because other people invited friends. So yeah, please come.
Yeah,
That'd be
yeah,
great.
yeah.
Yeah, we
Hell
got
yeah.
it.
We
Let's
have
do it.
plans.
Yeah.
We've been invited to a place.
There you go. No, it'd be great. We'll hang.
Now you don't
we'll throw
have to go
hatchets.
to your because you wanted to go
I
to
was
your dad's
loosely
bar.
no, I didn't really want to go to my dad's bar, but I did want to go to the village to
drink.
maybe see the. I mean,
Parade.
it's not even if my dad's there. I feel, especially if I'm in a costume, because I know some of the bartenders, but not like that.
Nat
Where
was
the
going to do a
stand?
one-woman parade down Avenue A.
That's a lie.
Where are you gonna go to the village?
Just to see the parade.
Oh, there's a Halloween parade.
Yeah, there's always a Halloween parade.
See, I've only lived here since
Gay, not gay. You've beat the gay allegations. It's like through the village. They always have a Halloween parade. I don't know if it's. I assume it's on Halloween the day.
Did you
but-
call me gay?
No, I said you've beaten the gay allegations
How?
because you don't know that
Oh.
there's a parade in the village on Halloween.
Nope, I know nothing.
There's a Lou Reed song called Halloween Parade that's about that Halloween parade.
Is there heroin in that
Interesting
song too?
knowledge. Thank you for
Lou
sharing.
Reed loves heroin.
He loves heroin. Huh?
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's a cool fact.
It's a cool fact. It's where are you from?
Connecticut.
Hurricane Sandy mean anything to you?
Oh yeah.
Fuck
Fuck yeah, dude.
The year that Sandy happened, I didn't have power for a couple I was in middle school or whatever. And so it was a lot of sad, melancholic, but Halloween vibes, but we couldn't trick or treat or whatever.
Right.
I remember listening to Halloween Parade a lot.
I really wanted Alex, when you said that, to look away and say no, and then a tear to just come down.
That name, I haven't heard that name in years. Post a cigarette.
Or Hurricane Sandy and Sandy Hook. We love Sandy.
Oh,
in
yeah.
Connecticut. Jesus.
No,
Christ.
Hurricane Sandy. And then we had a snowstorm the year before, so it was 2 years in a row of
I remember those.
if I had been a little bit younger, I would have been devastated. But luckily I was in middle school, so I was kind of over it.
Yeah.
But as a kid, I would have been really upset.
I had a car, and I was just going from place to place, looking for places to sell weed and charge my phone
Yeah,
because everything was fucked.
yeah.
Oh, that sucked so bad.
It
dude.
sucked.
That was such a calling everyone and be like, "Do you guys have power? No, do you?" And trying to find places to hang.
Yeah, we went back to. I only lost it for 2 days, but then we ended up going back to school, and some people still didn't have power.
Oh
at
yeah,
home.
dude, days and days. We had weeks.
Yeah.
In Connecticut, for one of those is either Hurricane Sandy or whatever. What?
Okay, so that's a good question.
Oh yeah.
What did you do when you got a day off from school? What was the sequence of events for you?
In high school.
Yeah,
and
high
whatever
school.
rings a bell the most. Yeah, in school when you would get a day off.
I mean, I didn't have a car then, so a lot of it would be Watching TV, right?
Did a lot of watching TV, a lot of playing The Sims.
Yeah,
for me.
you mean
play The
everyone
Sims.
has the day off, or like I skip school?
Everyone has the day off.
Oh, everyone has the day off. You try to link up with your boys, probably, right?
Probably.
You wake up, you eat breakfast, you hang out, sleep in, then you're like, what are we doing? And you link up, play some, smoke some weed, play some football or something. I don't know.
Do you have a specific thing that you're
Yeah,
thinking
what the hell?
of?
Yeah, what'd you do?
No, I'm sorry. I
Nether realm
was
or
just trying
something?
to.
I would play The Sims.
Enter Mortal Kombat? You
played
play
The Sims a lot.
That makes sense.
I played a lot of Sims. Spent a lot
You're
of-
like, I don't want to live my real life. I'm gonna live life through someone else.
Did anyone, no one else here Sims fan?
Dude, I hated The Sims because you couldn't kill them or make like you could,
you
but
could.
only but not the way I wanted to.
It's
You
like
couldn't
there's
make
no
them kill
first
each other
person
either.
with a gun
Yeah,
barrel to.
you could, and you also
Right.
couldn't make them kill each other.
Right.
And
He wants to play God.
I know you could set the house on fire, but I didn't just want to set houses on fire.
Yeah. I mean, you got to just have the Sim build a wall around the other Sim until they starve.
Yeah, that's insane.
I did not play like that. I just mostly enjoyed building the people and building the house, and then I would get bored.
Did you ever see the Malcolm in the Middle when he plays The Sims?
No.
But it's like a different. Oh, it's so funny. He's just. It's a different game. It's like it's supposed to. It's like The Sims, but it's a simulator, and
Yeah.
it's like he bases it off of his family.
Right.
And it's so fucking funny, like because he thinks so highly of himself, but he thinks so shitty of his family. So he rates them in the simulator as like shitty,
Yeah.
and him as great.
That's
but
funny.
they thrive in the simulator, and he like fucking kills himself. It's so funny. He kills himself by eating himself to death. It's great. Hey, Malcolm in the Middle ruled. You
Yes.
guys clearly didn't watch it. It's fine.
It was a show
beyond
that
your
I would
time.
see when it was on, kind of a thing. But I really need to do like
You
a
don't
dive
watch
into it.
TV. That's right. You don't watch things. You were sheltered.
Sheltered, motherfucker.
I was also sheltered, but I found a way.
He found a way eventually.
I see.
That's why he works
That's why
here now.
he's here. Yeah. it's
Yeah, literally.
here. Making your way.
I used to watch Comedy Central was the one I could get away with. That was my sneaky link.
Yeah.
Hit the drop.
No. I was just checking how long we were going. We're doing great. I was
We're doing great. We're
Just
killing
had to
it.
make sure. I need to gauge time. You know, what I mean, we have time is money, as the rappers say.
Yeah.
The guys, I don't know if we talked about it before, not today, but in the
Last
other
time.
and before. Do you want to get into the question we all left
That
on
we
last time?
we left us like a
Yeah, we were like, oh, we'll get into that next time, and I don't think
We're getting
I don't
deep.
even know if anyone listens to the podcast that long, but we did.
The cliffhanger.
We did say we'll talk about our biggest regrets on the podcast.
Oh, we
for
did?
some reason. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why.
we did joke that.
We did that.
And
but
at
if
the
you
time,
want to, we can.
I
We don't
d-
have to.
I feel like we should. At the
We
time, I
can.
think it was like a joke, but then now we've sealed our fate.
Yeah,
by
I feel like we
mentioning it.
have to. I'll do it, but we don't have to.
I think you should go first.
Oh, I have to go first.
Yeah, it's
I
your
want
podcast.
to clarify too. Like everyone says, like I have no. Like I actually sort of have no regrets. Like I'm actually.
I sort of have no regrets.
Yeah, well, I'm proud of like what I've accomplished and where I am in life, like what I'm doing. But to look back and be like, I don't regret any decision I made is insane. Like you're an idiot.
Yeah.
You have to have one regret. No matter, it doesn't have to be as major as we're making it, but it's the only one I think about.
The way that I see it, I'm like, I try to not think of it as a regret because I know that if I had done things the way that I wanted to do, who knows how life could, like, I could be
course.
dead now
Yeah.
for all I know. So maybe like in reality, I have made the right decisions to leave
Yeah.
me here. Like, I'm not someone who believes in like predetermined fate, but I kind of go with the notion that like I could have really fucked up if I had made one different decision, even if
Yeah.
it seemed like a bad decision at the time.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I can think of a couple things, but I don't regret them, let's say.
Yeah,
you know?
no, I know exactly what I mean. The thing I'm getting into, it's like I regret it, but it's like it is one of those where it was a big.
At the time, it felt like it was.
No, it's still
regret.
like if things went the way I'll explain it when I get into it, it's like my life would be different. Like I probably wouldn't have met you guys if you
Right.
think about it. So
Why don't you get into it?
He's teasing us.
He's teasing us
teasing
real
it.
bad. Stop edging us.
gay? I don't want to talk about. No, it's fine. I'm pretty honest. on
King,
my
you brought
podcast.
it up.
Well,
I did.
I still, before you get into it,
It's
I
just-
still stand by my stance of I think you need regrets in life. Number
Yeah.
one, so you can learn, and number two, it's the that 50 Cent quote of like like love wouldn't feel so good if it weren't for pain type of thing. Where it's
Yeah.
like, you don't know what you would regret unless you have regrets.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Sure.
You wouldn't know what to pursue.
Yeah.
Exactly, dude. And yeah.
It's how do you recognize value, I think.
Yeah, and the one that always pops in my head, because I actually joke about it on the podcast a lot, so it's kind of weird talking about it in so serious thing. But I dated a girl it's probably 2 years ago. 2 years ago.
2023, so 2021?
21, yes, 2021. Dated a girl who she lived in Hartford, and we met. And when we met, she was like, I'm moving in like 3 weeks. Like, I'm moving to Boston. It was already like set in stone.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's because, let's be real. Like, you'll understand this. So when you first meet a girl who you're trying to hook up with, all you're trying to do is hook up.
Yeah.
So when you hook up, you're like, this is great. Let's keep doing this. So me and this chick, we had a great time. We were hanging out, and she's like, I'm moving in 3 weeks. And I'm like, that's fine. We're just hooking up. Like, let's just keep hanging out.
Sounds like someone we know. I don't want to put him on blast, but it sounds like a mutual friend of ours.
Oh yeah, but I was like, let's just hook up. We're having a good time, and we really did have a good time, and we probably talked for like between then and like another month maybe and a half, like around that. Like I went to see her and stuff, and like fell in love with her. Like, but I never. And the thing is, and then it eventually became like she was like, we can't do this. We're too far away, and. My regret in that is that I never told her I loved her because I didn't realize it initially as fast as I should have. And I also, I'm very hesitant in telling someone I love them / I can't tell. If I can't tell someone loves me, it's kind of hard for me to be like, I need. Anyway, so the regret is that I didn't pursue it harder and actually tell her I loved her, or like took that chance on love and was like, I should like maybe move to Boston and just like.
Oh man, you almost moved to Boston?
No, just mentally, I was like, what if I did? But then I met. There's just other shit happened.
Yeah,
dude. Like,
I
met like a shitty person who fucking. Anyway, it's just like it just didn't. The timelines weren't right.
Right.
So I regret that. I regret more like, but the thing is, it's not like. It's just more like for the time we had, it was great. I just wish. We had more time together, and now that the things that have happened, like I'm glad I moved to the city, but I always do have this thing of like maybe I would be like more fulfilled on like an emotional level if I moved there with her. But the other way I look at it is I could have moved there and we could have ended up fighting in like a week.
And then now you're stuck in Boston.
Yeah. With Nat at Emerson College.
Yeah. What year? 2021, I was out.
Yeah, you were already here. Because I remember hearing you probably on fucking rap. But, yeah, dude, I was like, so there's that. But it's one of those things where I kind of weigh it with, I regret not pursuing that, but if I almost look at it like if I did, something could have gone wrong, but then the regret comes back of like, well, I don't know if it would have, and what if it didn't, and then I'd be happy. I wouldn't have a fucking hole in my heart. No, but it's cool. I never think about her anyways. We can move on.
It's fine. You've never once thought about her since. I have things like that where it's like, if I was going to answer the question like that, so just went through a breakup a couple months ago with someone I was with for 9 years, the only person I've ever been in a relationship with. And we had a breakup in 2018 where she broke up with me. And there's part of she broke up with me because she thought she was more we were sort of drifting apart, and she felt she was more connected to her college friends, and started talking to someone that she went to college with, and we split up, and it was like a big dramatic summer where we split up, and then I went to Boston for the summer to work on a film, and it was all this shit, and I had finally started to get over it when I saw her, and then she was like, come to my house, I'm sorry, I'll make it up to you, and I was like, maybe I'll regret this. And then I went to see her, and we just cried a lot, and then we immediately got back together.
Crying is never a good sign.
It was, and I mean, it's now been longer than it was then, so I think I'm on the right track. It was a very different situation this time. But there was part of me when I was thinking about breaking up with her this time that I was regretting not staying away from her the first time. But then I think about it, I'm like, there was another 4 years that we were together that had a lot of really good memories. Like, even though it ended up with me eventually wanting to end it, like, I don't think I regret getting back together with her because I had a lot of really great memories with her then. Like, I don't think that's a regret. But, like, actual regrets, staying, like, not being more social in college, not putting myself out there. I spent a lot of time playing Terraria in my room. And also going back to Jersey to see my girlfriend. Like, I wish that I had dove into the social aspect of my college more, and also, like, taken more chances on extracurriculars that, like, that you can do in college that you can't really do in real life. Because there was part of me that was like, I should try to be, like, some sort of on-camera thing, like with the news show that my school had. Where I'm like, I think I could have done that, even though I've never done on-camera stuff before. Yeah. And then I didn't do that, but I found that I love doing sound production work my last year at college, where I, like, worked on several of, like, the news shows that my school did as the sound person. And I regret not doing that sooner.
Similar to that, I write here and there, and I had, like, short stories in, like, college that I never, like, applied to, like, the student journal or anything. And I always felt like I could have done that because it would have been, like, a foot in the door of, like, oh, this was published in this, because I know it would have gone through. I just am a fucking idiot. And
I had one end up in a literary magazine.
Nice. I didn't know that.
Really?
Yeah. I'm not even saying a literary one. That's really great. I mean, just, like, even the student newspaper.
It was a student literary magazine.
That's still cool, though. Like, all right,
that deserves a drop.
Yeah. Like
Real talk.
Sure, there you go. Real talk.
Regrets?
Being able to see the women you've had sex with.
I spent
God.
a lot
He regrets being able to see them?
Yes, being able to see them.
I'm just
Some of them were
fine.
fine.
I'm not going to acknowledge this. I regret more not being myself. But you don't... It's hard to say that because you don't know who you are when you're young. But, like...
And I got news for you. That means you're gay.
Okay. Sorry.
Of course it does. But, like, you know what I mean? Like, where you're just, like... You're searching for where you belong. And
Yeah.
once I started just, like...
How is yours the most depressing?
No, this is a positive thing.
No, yeah. I
the way
feel
you're
like...
telling it, it's so sad.
Let me finish.
It's bringing me down. It's like the Winnie the Pooh when all the other imaginary
through it
friends
as
aren't
I'm
around.
saying it.
Let him finish.
Sorry, Mike.
So, like, you know, I just... I like myself now, you know what I mean? I embrace who I am, and I think it's, like, I want to live more of my life where, like, I wasn't this cringy wigger rapper kid. You know what I mean?
I got you.
But also I accept that was... Now I'm realizing that was a part of me.
Of course.
And I can't, you know, deny that, but it's good to now, like, not have to, like, attach myself to something. And obviously I regret being so cringy for so long, but I think it's an element of me that I needed.
Everyone's cringy for a while.
Oh,
You
yeah.
gotta
But
be
you know
cringy
what
for
I
a while.
mean, right? Is that
Yeah,
a
on
good
purpose.
answer?
Yeah, of course.
Yes,
That makes
you mean
total
like...
sense, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you mean like putting on a thing.
Yeah. And I regret not being myself more.
I know,
Yeah.
dude. And what a self you've grown into, Mike. You're
Thanks.
diving off stages into the floor.
I knew he was going to fucking bring it up.
Dude,
I knew he was
dude,
gonna bring it up.
I
This
saw
bastard.
that on a train in Italy, and let me tell you,
Why were you... This is so much more interesting. Why are we not talking about your
we
Italy
can't
trip?
talk about that. But I saw that while I was in the train with my dad in Italy, and the cackle I let out on this train was like epic. Like, people around me were like, "What is going on?" And my dad's like, "What's?" I'm like, "Yo, look at this."
You don't
And I was just
understand.
showing him. I was like, "This is my friend. He's blind. Look, watch." And just watching you do the dive 3 different angles. Even my dad was laughing. I was like, "This is the best." I watched it 1,000 times in one sitting. Just sat there and was like,
He was set up. He was set up.
I believe it.
He was set up for real.
Yeah, the
Paco brought him up and was
Paco.
like, Paco, yeah.
Agent of Chaos.
Agent of Chaos brought him up and was like, "You're gonna stage." Were you even on stage, or did they bring you? You were on stage filming.
Yeah.
He was on stage filming for extra content, and
Yeah.
Paco was like, "When the beat drops, you're gonna jump." And so, but then Josh Adam Myers held the beat while they spread the people apart. And he was like, well, I'm already...
Lewis jumped in the crowd fine and started doing a wall of death. That's what happened.
Yeah, and he was like, well, I can't just gingerly walk off the stage
And the
now.
problem is that I would have moved to where the wall of death was, but that's where Jay and Josh were standing.
Yeah, he didn't want to be middle stage.
Dude, the funniest... What? Sorry. What did you say?
Some guy took the whole weight. Like a
Yeah.
big dude took the weight of him just
I did
landing
fall on someone and I feel bad.
Dude,
Yeah.
you...
I got trampled though, so I know what it's like.
guy
I
saved
feel
his
like,
ass.
I feel like I've lived a Travis Scott concert now, which is kind of a bucket list.
Dude, the funniest part of your motion in that is when you first start and you're like so excited. You're like you could
Well,
see
yeah,
how
and then-
excited you are.
Well, I'm just trying to put it on for everybody, and then it's 2
Who's also
minutes
on
of that.
on acid.
And then it's 2 minutes of that, and you're like, well, now I'm just doing different versions of cocaine face. So
Right.
like,
Yeah.
I still seem it like exciting and not boring. Just
I
sitting on a
didn't
stage.
know how
It's great, man.
on drugs he
Epic.
was, but we met up afterward and he goes, I'm too high, and I go, oh, I bet you are, and he goes, please don't touch me. I was like, oh, it's bad.
Yeah, I thought everybody was like a character in a movie.
Oh,
Yeah.
You're a legend, dude. That was legend. That's legendary.
So tell me about
Forever.
Italy.
What do you want to know?
Why were you there with your dad?
Visiting family.
Where was
He's
the train going?
Italian,
Oh,
guy.
Yeah, I'm
Shit.
Italian. Thomasel. I went to visit my family, and they were
The DeCiccos.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
we probably passed by some DeCiccos, no
Yeah.
doubt. That no, I went to visit. I initially went to Amsterdam for 4 days. Then I went
You
to.
missed the squad.
I know,
by
man. By
2 days.
no, like a few weeks, but yeah, a week and a half.
He's been back, yeah.
Yeah, I've been back for a few days now,
Yeah.
or for a
Couple
week and a
weeks.
half. Yeah, I
Did
saw
you-
you last week.
Yeah.
I think I went to fucking back and forth. I mean, you could. They did, but
They did.
I wasn't getting paid. I was just doing
Hanging with
vacation.
your family.
Dad,
Dad.
yeah.
This is
Dad
actually
and my-
Alex's ghost. He's with them right now.
Is your dad cool? You like your
Yeah.
dad?
Oh yeah, I like my dad.
Oh, you talked about your dad last time.
Yeah, my dad rules. We did fight the first 2 days in Amsterdam, but it was
It happens.
jet lag arguments.
Yeah, irritable. Yeah.
Yeah, we were just really.
What's the flight?
We went went from JFK to Lisbon with a 3-hour delay in the beginning. So it's a whole day of travel essentially. Like
Yeah.
you start in the morning and you get wherever you are at night because there's either
Yeah, there's like 6 hours.
6-hour difference and then it shoots you forward or back.
Yeah,
And it doesn't
that's
matter either
rough.
way because you're fucking like when you come back, it's not as bad going there. You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I've been to Ireland twice this year, and both times going, you leave like at night, and then you get there like first thing in the morning, which is tough. It worked. I can't remember, because then the second time, I don't know why it felt easier, because maybe I just slept more on the flight, but like the second time I was with my aunt and we drove up to my family's house, which is like a 3.5 hour drive up Ireland. And I just drove the whole way. After being on the flight, I went, I'll drive. Because I had driven on the left the last time I was in Ireland, because they drive on the left there.
Right.
And I get car sick easily. So I was like, please just let me drive. And she was like, I'm not going to fight you on that. I've never driven on the left before. Go for it. And so
There you
I
go.
just, after the flight, immediately drove for 3 hours.
Jeez, that
Good
sucks.
lord.
And I don't remember being, I mean, my aunt is one of my favorite relatives, so she kept me entertained the whole way, so maybe
There
that
you
was
go.
part of it.
Nah, man. We visited family as well. I visited not in Amsterdam. We just went to Amsterdam to like smoke weed and stuff.
Yeah.
So that was that.
Nice.
You smoke weed with your dad? That's pretty badass.
No, I don't. But for legal purposes.
Yeah.
No, I only smoked weed in Amsterdam. Actually, he's retired. It doesn't matter.
Also, you were in Amsterdam where it's legal.
Yeah, it's completely legal pretty
So
much
what is
anywhere
he,
we
an
live.
FBI agent? Like
Who knows? I don't know what.
whatever.
No, he never smokes weed ever. Anyway, so we fucking yeah.
How is your family?
They were great, dude. They were fucking. They made me eat every second I was in front of them. They'd be like,
Classic
the food.
Classic Italian.
Too much, dude. It was.
Is
really
it all
good,
like
though.
Italian food, or did they ever go for like Chinese?
No, it was always Italian food. They got pizza one night, which was really good, actually. Like, their pizza over there is pretty fucking
Yeah,
good.
bet.
isn't it true that like going out for pizza for them is not like going out for pizza?
No,
for us?
pizza for them is a fucking, like, a meal.
Yeah.
Like, you sit down and you eat it. It's not like, definitely not like New York City. In Rome, it's like New York City.
Sure.
Like, they have pizzerias, like, out here. But
Yeah.
No, in where I
Or
was in
there's-
Italy.
Because
is
they're
it still
moving
ar-
quick in Rome.
Oh, you,
Yeah,
you stepped
yeah.
on my joke. Fuck.
Sorry,
they were.
go ahead.
Well, now it's not going to be funny.
Do it.
Do it.
I was
anyway.
going to say, are they all still run by Puerto Ricans?
No.
That would have been
That
funny.
is funny.
It was pretty funny. No, they're not.
And it was worth saying again.
Yes. Nope. It's in Rome. I didn't stop at any of the real. Actually, I got pasta at like a shitty walk-in pizzeria. Fucking banging. Just
Yeah.
at one of the walk-ins, and then I got real pasta. Way better,
Yeah.
but still like really fucking. Good.
Also, isn't it true that like the way they make their bread over there, like it doesn't bloat you like it does here?
No, dude, it
Something
definitely
like
doesn't.
that.
I would have like 10 pieces of bread, not even realize.
Yeah. Isn't
that
until
awesome?
later. Yeah.
I need that.
Are you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, cool.
Oh.
A lot of Coca-Cola, a lot of that shit, gabagool, a lot of that, a lot of meatballs. They tried to put me fish. I said no.
Anything unexpected?
Weed's legal there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Weed's legal there. I found a weed dispensary in Rome. Got some hash.
So, what did you see? Touristy stuff, local stuff, or did you just stay with family?
Stayed with family, but we went to the beach a lot. There's
The beach.
Oh, this is the funny. I forgot to tell this because I talked about Italy a little bit in another podcast. So in Italy, beaches, they're very nice. It's coastal. It's so fucking great. But they're little more lax on nudity out there. So I'd see like
Naked
women,
people on the beach?
Yeah, women
Or topless?
no, topless women, and then dudes are just in speedos everywhere.
That makes sense.
a lot of speedos.
I'm buying my ticket.
Yeah, for the
a lot
Speedos.
of bulges. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I walked down this beach one day. Oh, this is
Did they look at you weird for wearing like shorts?
Well, this is the fun. This is what I'm getting to. I forgot a bathing suit. So I get there and I'm like, fuck, I don't have a bathing suit. And I only brought like 2 pairs of shorts or 3 maybe. I think 2 and 2 pairs of pants. Anyway, I was like, I still want to go swimming and stuff, but I'm like, I don't want to ruin 1 pair of pants or short. I don't want to
Yeah.
ruin a pair of shorts and have them, have to dry them out the whole next day. So I was like, oh, everyone's in Speedos. I'll just go in my boxers. So I started going in my boxers. Nobody says anything, as they shouldn't. And they still didn't when I did this.
Damn.
But I walked to the edge of a beach one day, and it bled into the town. And I just kept walking. And before I realized it,
You're just in your underwear
I
in
was
town?
in my underwear in the center of a
Oh,
town,
shit.
just standing there.
With a
And-
can of Sprite in your hand full of ants.
Good callback, dude. But, dude, nobody said anything. No, it was just so weird for me. Like, I walked through like it was a restaurant and then their patio, and I just walked through it with people just eating
That's
and bringing food on the
really
side.
funny.
And I was just like, yo, this is crazy. Like, I couldn't, it was like really odd for me. Like, I was like, I'm literally in my boxers and no one's saying, like, no one's.
They're just.
even-
It's like New York. They just go, yeah.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
way
it
it is
happens.
here. And I was just like,
Did you just walk back? You
I
turned around
had
and
to walk
back?
because I walked essentially to like the edge of like a boardwalk area to like look at the edge of the ocean.
Yeah.
And I sat there for about 10 minutes and then I went, well, I gotta go back.
Yeah.
I gotta go back somehow. And I just walked again through a section of a town, borderline naked. It's
Yeah.
fine. I
Did
did
you-
feel home, and I was barefoot too. It was like full,
Yeah.
just boxers,
Just boxers.
just boxers.
How
me.
hot is it in Italy?
It was really nice out. It was like
okay.
80 plus all week.
Yeah.
It was great.
Did you
So-
kiss people on the cheek like
A lot of
hello?
that, yep,
In
men
your
and
boxers?
women.
Did they actually kiss on
Yep,
the cheek, or did they just do the thing?
You kiss.
Yeah.
You kiss
Same
on
here.
the side.
Do you use tongue?
No,
I know some people use tongue. So.
Can you imagine kissing someone on the cheek and using
Just
tongue?
like-
That's the most
Just
unhinged thing.
leaving a
I've,
nice
it's the most unhinged thing I've ever heard.
lather up their cheek real quick.
Yuck. I hate that.
Just be like, "Good, buongiorno."
I hate it.
I like the noise.
Yeah.
No, man, they didn't do a lot. Not too much contact, but they did. When I was younger, I went there when I was 5, and they would do a lot of, oh, he's so cute, and then yank on my fucking cheek. And
Yeah.
they didn't do that here.
Good.
This time, I was ready to be like. I also sat down with my she's like she's my cousin, but she's like really old.
Yeah.
And like really old. She's essentially my grandmother's. She's my would be my grandmother's age if my grandma's still alive. But I was hanging out with her, and we would talk every morning through like a translator because I don't speak Italian. She doesn't speak English. And we go back and forth. And one time, she like huffed and was like, and she's like tired. She's old. And I handed her. She goes, sorry, I'm just. She says, spaghetti. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And I take it back and I read it. And she's like, sorry, I'm so tired. It's been rough since. Because a year ago, these men broke into our house and they stabbed me. And I was like, what
Jesus.
the fuck? And she said it like so nonchalant. And I was like, what? I'm reading it. And
That
I'm like,
is the most Italian thing
what the
imaginable.
fuck? And I was
Just be
like, what? Yeah.
I mean, it's been really rough since
Yeah.
I got stabbed.
And then she's like, oh, yeah. I was like, what happened? She's like, these men broke in to steal things and I was home. And they just beat her ass and then stabbed her.
Jesus.
And I'm like looking at her all crazy. And she's like, she's like, what can you do? And I'm like, oh, like maybe actually made me sad, very sad
Yeah.
that happened to her. But she was such a pleasant.
Is that a regret of yours?
What, that I wasn't there to
Yeah.
take
To
the
defend
stabbing? Yeah, no, I mean, you know, I didn't know her until that point, so I can't really regret it. But
Yeah.
I was very sad that it happened to her.
Yeah.
And but she gave me a lot of that woman was very sweet, and she gave me a lot of good advice that has kept me
Oh.
from
Nice.
losing. Because I was not like before I went to Italy, I was like depressed or anything, but I was like, this trip this is what I needed on this trip. I needed moments of enlightenment, or I needed to have like a threesome. Like I was like, I need to.
You're like, we got to do something baller.
Yeah, something needs to happen. Like something really needs to happen where I like change.
We need
my
to
perspective.
meditate and fuck at the
Yes,
same time.
Yeah.
exactly. And I didn't get fucked because I think it was because I was
Get
like
fucked.
yeah. See, there it is again.
They call back. to the
I
other
wasn't.
thing.
I couldn't. I wasn't in like going out mode, if that makes sense. Because I was with my dad. It was hard for me to be
Yeah.
like, I'm going out to get some pussy, like
Yeah.
with my dad.
Yeah.
But so I ended up just fully engrossing myself in my family, and then just like chilling. And at
Yeah.
one point, I actually did have my euphoric moment, but it wasn't there. It was just I was on a lake paddleboarding, and I just laid
Wait,
down.
in Italy?
Yeah, in Lake Como. It was really fucking nice. Like it's surrounded by mountains, so you're like in
Wow.
the lake, and there's just mountains everywhere. It's
Yeah.
huge. And I just laid down on it, and it was just serene, and I just had a moment of like.
Here I am.
Yeah, and just or
Peace.
like peace,
Tranquility.
tranquility, exactly. And it really like I felt it like gloss over me, and I said, "Oh, just
Did you
remember
let-
this."
Did
and
you
I-
let all your thoughts just kind of melt away?
Yeah, I really
Nice.
did. And I relaxed, and it was after a day of being like, "There's nothing to do in this fucking town," because I was like with my family, I just had nothing to do. And I was
Yeah.
like, there's nothing to do. Relax.
That's so funny.
All of a sudden, your grandmother comes out of the woods like cannoli.
Yeah. You know, I thought you were gonna say comes out of the woods from getting stabbed. It's like no.
I also thought she was going to be stabbed
Stop
again.
getting stabbed. No, but there's that really helped, and I got to see that like my family and I are very similar, and that
Cute.
like, you know, people do the same things far away.
Yeah, absolutely.
I smoked with one of my cousins. That was cool. She's
Cute.
older.
Cool.
She's pretty funny.
That's so fun.
And she doesn't really speak English, and we kind of got.
You kinda figured it out.
Understood what we were talking about.
You were like,
Yeah,
Finish
yeah.
some joint? yeah.
I asked one of my cousins who was my age when I met him, because he spoke great English. I pulled him aside and said, "It's legal in our country. I don't know what it's like here, but do you know where I can get some fucking weed, dude?" And he was
Yeah.
like, "No, sorry." He was very cool though. He wasn't like, "No, I won't do that." He
How
was like,
dare you?
He was just like, "I don't smoke weed, so I don't even know." And I was like,
That would be like someone asking me here.
Yeah.
I'd be like,
well, if
you can.
in
I
New York
just
City,
am not
you
the
could just
person.
be like, go to the bodega and
Right.
ask them. Just keep going to bodegas until they give you weed, which
Right.
you shouldn't make it past 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, how many honest bodegas are there? But yeah, Italy ruled, dude. I highly recommend anyone going, especially if you're Italian. It's fun to go and be like, I get it.
Yeah.
It is chill too, dude. They like know how to all they do all day. It's like you hang out, you smoke a cigarette, you have your fucking coffee, you have some food, go to the beach, relax.
Yeah.
All it is, it's very relaxing culture, which I liked a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any questions? Any other questions, Mike, about my Italian trip or Amsterdam?
Thank you for sharing.
Of
Yeah.
course, dude. Amsterdam was cool too. You guys should go there. That's a
Cool.
good time.
I have like a fear of going to different places where they don't speak English.
No, Amsterdam's super Englishy.
I know,
Like,
which I really need to get over. Like the first time leaving the country was this year. I got a passport like last year, and although I mean I guess Jamaica, so two places. But I went to Ireland this year, which is the first time I've been somewhere else. And even like they speak obviously their main language is English, and I still felt like a fucking schmuck tourist walking up to, but like they don't care, like
No.
because we went to a bunch. The first time I went, it was just me and my dad. It was kind of probably a similar trip. Although, I mean, yeah, we saw a little family, but it was mostly me and my dad hung out, just the two of us for a week. And we were in a bunch. We like went all over Ireland, and there were a bunch of really small towns that we went to, and I was like, we're gonna be American, and they're gonna be like, what's an American doing here on a Wednesday? But no one cares. No one cares. They're just like, oh. It'd be the same as like me in my suburban town seeing some Irish people and being like, oh, they must be visiting their family. Like, but it was fun. It was cool.
Scoot on over.
And then the second time I went with the rest of my family, like when I was with my aunt, I got over that immediately.
Yeah. Oh no, it's Amsterdam, super American, like American friendly.
Yeah.
Way more American friendly than they make it seem. And Italy also, like, if you
They're
don't
used to
speak
it.
English, you'll find someone who does.
Yeah.
And it's pretty. Everything there is pretty similar. Like all the stuff, except for toilets and shit like that. I did not like
Right.
the toilets.
What's the deal
Do
with
they have the
toilets?
same plugs?
No, definitely
That's
get an
also
adapter
weird,
before
right?
you leave. Yeah, get an adapter.
What's the deal with the toilets?
Dude, so our toilets have water in the bowl. Their toilets, you know how they are
Just dry?
No, yeah, the bowl's dry. The
Right.
hole is the only place where the water is. Like
I see.
The hole.
I see.
Just very in that
I see.
crevice. And that's just like too much, leaving too much stink in the bowl, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Maybe it's
Yeah.
to prevent, you know what I think it is? I think it's to save water and to prevent splashing or whatever.
Yeah.
But not really, because the splashing on the bowl. Either way, that fucked me up. Like, I
Yeah.
did not like that at all. Especially when you had to take a shit. That really
Yeah.
fucked with my head. Like,
Yeah.
Worst part is it's outside. It's not even in the house.
They have outhouses. No, just
No,
kidding.
they
We don't
also
know.
had, but their bidets were also a part. They were like a separate accoutrement.
Yeah.
Is it accoutrement? A
I know what
separate
you mean.
device, completely
Great word.
like another sink. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Crazy.
A faucet, not with no like vial or anything. It's just I didn't like it.
Yeah.
I didn't use the bidets either. They were primitive
Right.
compared to what the ones we have.
Sure.
Anyway,
It's interesting though. In the Philippines, they don't use toilet paper. They use some kind of like bucket system.
Yeah, they do that in India too. They just pour it.
oh
down
gee,
the
I
butt.
wonder why that country smells the way it does.
Yeah,
now.
exactly. But like they do it here too. Like I had
Yeah.
friends who have roommates that are like Indian or like Pakistani or whatever, and they would just have like a thing that they like pour down their butt to clean it.
Yeah, you got to do a bit more than that, bro.
Yeah.
The bidet helps. Also,
Just
shower
leaves.
helps. Dude, if I find a detachable shower head,
There you go. There you go.
it's yeah.
Game time.
It's
Da-da-da, 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 da-da-da.
I used to have one at my old place, and before I used to have a lady who would she'd go to like south of the border, like South America. You know what I'm saying? She'd go real. Anyway, so I would get in there with the shower head out of a courtesy.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
gonna shower
No
in front of
complaints.
us.
I
He's
guess
gonna
I am.
shower
I'm
in
gonna
front of
sh-
Mike.
I'm gonna
Mike's
shower
gonna
in front
stand
of
there and
Mike
watch, and I'm
after
gonna
this.
wait out here.
It is weird.
Just so the viewers know.
Yeah.
Well, guys, we've
We're at an hour
oh
11.
yeah, we're at hour 11. We've cooked.
We've cooked.
done really
I'm
well.
cooked.
I'm sorry if I took too. Sorry if you-
Really,
This is so fun.
Yeah.
genuinely, that warmed my heart to hear about your trip. Thank you
Oh,
very
thanks,
much
man.
for
It's,
sharing.
you guys are always fun to come on, dude. I'm glad you guys
I
came.
love hanging out.
This is great. I hope you guys come to the Halloween party. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Feel free to text me. Don't forget. Also, guys at home, look at that.
Subscribe.
Stayed the whole time. It
Look at it.
stayed up.
The sign. You like
I
my
just-
sign,
I
home
f-
people?
I forgot.
and
that it
just
was gonna
because of
follow
that,
me.
subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe. So one day this will be neon.
Yeah.
And yeah. Natalie, Mike, what do you guys have? Social media plugs or whatever? Just
Natalie DeCicco edits, DECICCO _edits on Instagram. Watch The Love First Show. I produce that. Watch The Regs. I produce that. Watch Gas Digital now on the Gas Digital exclusive YouTube channel. That's the show that me and Mike host together.
First, please comment below what non-Halloween themed Halloween movies there are.
Yeah,
'cause
help
I
us out
do
with
want to
that.
know. This
And
has
you will be
been
monitoring the comments.
bugging me. It's been bugging me all day ever since I started thinking about it. Because
Yeah.
there has to be one, right?
Yeah.
So, and then please, yeah, like Nat said, please subscribe to the Gas Digital's YouTube page. I post clips there. There's Gas Journals there, and our show, Gas Digital Now.
Yeah.
Please follow me at That Blind Mike. Also, the Gas Digital accounts. I get paid to post content there, so please follow that so that I can continue to have a wage.
Yeah.
And
If they lose followers, they stop paying him.
please follow Silly Sally.
Yeah.
Aw, thanks, guys. Yeah, and you already know. If you don't already, please follow me at Silly Sally on Instagram. All S's, no spaces, I at the end. Follow the.
It's our backup account technically because he posts so many clips of us. It's basically our backup.
You posted. You got a bunch of clips out of
ones.
us.
That was a fun one, dude.
Yeah.
That was really. Those are some good ones. There's some good ones on here too. I know it. I'm gonna root through it.
Yeah.
Later next week.
Mostly about shitting
And regrets.
and
And
bidets
regrets.
and regrets.
I'm debating sending this to the girl and being like, "Hey, I hope this isn't weird." I don't think I'm gonna.
She's like, I have a child now.
I have a yeah. I'm in a happy. She probably is. She ruled, so she probably has.
She's like,
a
I
much
died
more wealthy
15
boyfriend.
years ago.
I also really hope the video kept going. Anyway, follow. No, it should have. It better have. Yes Offense Podcast on Instagram. That would be great. Follow that there. Also, obviously, subscribe on YouTube. You
so
can also
back.
watch it on Spotify, and you can please leave a 5-star review on iTunes. That would be great. Jesus, Mike. And November 19th. Sunday, November 19th, I am at St. Mark's Comedy Club, 9 p.m. Me and Brandon Ledesma are doing a show, Cottonmouth Comedy. It's weed-themed comedy show. Come through. It'll be fun. And then Saturday, November 25th, I am at Concentric Brewing Company in Portland, Connecticut. That show's going to be dope. Please come out to that. Tickets for these shows will be in the link tree on my Instagram. Working on the St. Mark's one. Anyway, guys, third high five. Always great for you coming on. Mike, glad you're
Hit a
going to be
drop.
robbing the bodegas after.
Take us out with a drop.
Yeah.
Damn! Sluts!
Yes.